Please, everyone, welcome Vijay. Woo!
Hi.
Hey, Vijay, great to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, you performed at Indiaspora a few years ago, and it was physical and in person, man. We had so much fun with your jokes. And that's why we said, I thought of you immediately when we wanted to do this program. So, how are things with you during COVID?
I mean, things are okay. I'm wearing a bra. That's a good thing. I see the two of you dressed up a lot. So go for that. And I'm drinking to forget about the year that you guys described, which was the perfect setup for a comedy show. So, but I'm just kind of getting through it like I think everyone else is. I have 3 stepkids and attempting to work it from home and school them from home because they're at home full time, like for school, has been, yeah. I think I'm failing their classes for them because I'm not good at it.
I mean, one of the compliments I heard about you from Russell Peters was he said you're one of the 2 most amazing comedians to watch. So that's phenomenal to get a testimonial from him. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you mistaken for Mindy Kaling by any chance?
What? Yes, I am. And I've actually been for a long time before she was famous. We were in New York at the same time. And we had shows in theaters that were very close to each other. So people thought I was her and they treated me much better because they thought I was her. So, but I do get, people are always like, do you know that you're like that person? And I guess my sister also, cause we're all, Mindy is South Indian, I'm South Indian. And my sister, like looks like her, but she's a doctor. And so like people are like, like on their like their loved ones are sick, and then the family's like, I have to tell you that you remind me of Mindy Kaling. So I don't know, it might just be everyone in my family looks like Mindy Kaling.
Let me ask you this: like, why didn't you become a doctor or a lawyer? Why the heck did you choose comedy?
I think, from a young age, I tried to do the immigrant kid thing. Like my oldest sister is a doctor. My middle sister is a lawyer. I'm the youngest. My dad, like, this is a joke. My dad would brag. He's like, this is my daughter Shanti. She's a doctor. This is my daughter Indu. She's a lawyer. This is my daughter Vijay. She's adopted. So I was I was the youngest, so I think I was allowed to sort of, I don't know, maybe they just gave up by the time I was born. They had all the high expectations, like you should be getting A's and all that stuff. But, by the time I was in college, I did English literature, and my dad was like, okay, that's okay, because you're going to do pre-law. But, it just wasn't me.
Yeah. No, you look like a comic for sure. I mean, you act like...
I don't know how to take that. Are you saying I look like a clown? Are you calling me a clown right now, MR? I mean, I might have gone overboard on the lipstick, so I don't know.
So let me ask you this. What was the craziest thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
Oh, that, whoo. The craziest thing that's ever happened to me on stage. That's a hard question. I'm going to say one of the most memorable things, and that's so this was I was opening for Russell Peters in DC, and it was a few there were 3 nights that I was performing with him, and I told him that my mom was coming, on the next night, and I was like, haha. Like, don't do, all your penis material tomorrow. And Russell, he has that material, but he also, he doesn't normally talk about that. He always talks about, travel and his experiences with other cultures. And the night that my mom came, he's like, oh, your mom is here. And he spent an hour on his small penis. So I would say that's one of the most memorable. Well, another time was when I was performing at the DC Improv, and Dave Chappelle just dropped by at the end of, he wasn't the headliner. He just showed up and he did an hour after the headliner was done. And my parents were there, and my mom was just like, my parents, they were always the UN of comedy. Like, they would come to every show and they would insist on meeting, like, every person. And he had just been talking about, getting some women after the show. And I just was like, oh my God, my mom is, saying, you did a very nice job.
No, that's great. So I know today we dispensed with a live show because it's so hard on these platforms to do, but we got a clip that we're going to show. Set it up for us. What transpired there?
Well, this clip is, it is from a longer show, and it's from a piece that I did for NPR's Snap Judgment. And it really, I wanted to do this story talking about growing up as a repressed Indian American in a very sexually repressed household. So I think that sets up the clip.
Okay, great. Let's roll the clip.
My parents are from Tamil.
Oh, that's not me.
When I was little, I loved riding in the car with my mom because she always let me control the radio. Whenever my dad drove, we had to listen to the news. But when it was just me and my mom, that station wagon was my personal disco. And I became Madonna. Lucky Star, Material Girl, Like a Virgin. That was my favorite. One time I sang the song extra loud to see if my mom knew what the words meant. Like a virgin, touched for the very first time. Like a was as far as I got. One hand on the wheel, the other at my throat. She said, Vijay, you are not like a virgin. You are a virgin. My sisters and I weren't allowed to talk about or think about sex. According to my mom, sex is only for the Americans. Indian girls had rules. 1, no haircuts. Long hair is traditional and must be braided at all times. Loose hair means you're wild or a witch. 2, no tampons. They're only for prostitutes. Or white girls. 3, no boys. They're only for prostitutes. Or white girls.
Oh, that was terrific. I can't wait to go catch one of your shows soon, Vijay. We'll see you back in a bit.